Okay, we're now looking at page 16 at number 56, Warm-Up Chorale Duet. We're going to do this looking at part A right now. We'll do part A and work it out, then we'll go back and work out part B. So let's look at the first four measures of part A, looking at the key signature at the beginning to make sure you know that every B is flat and every E is flat. Then in that second measure, we have a new note. And that new note is called A flat. It's on the top line, one line above the staff, and it's fingered 1, 2, 3, pinky, pinky. And that A flat sounds like this. Okay, play that A flat along with Leah. Ready? Now. All right, so now we're ready to look at the first four measures of 56A. So say in finger, say the note names in finger, then back up the video and play along. Here we go. First four measures. 1, 2, ready, now. That's your A flat. Now, in the third measure, we have an A flat, and then we have an A. But that flat lasts the whole measure, so both of those would be played A flat. Now let's look at the last four measures of letter A. Here we go. Last four. 1, 2, last four now. So keep backing those four measure sections up and working on it until you have that A flat where it sounds correct and you're not fumbling for the fingerings. So now let's go all the way through 56A. Here we go. 1, 2, 56A, now. Okay, keep backing that up and going over it until you have that worked out so you can play all the way through that without fumbling or missing any notes. Okay, now we're looking at part B of 56. So let's go over the first four measures of that together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, B. All right, now notice that A that we just had in the fourth measure is A natural because there's not a flat on the A space in the key signature. So that one's not A flat, that one's still A natural. So now let's look at the last four measures. Just keep backing that up and going over it, and then now let's move on to the last. This is the last four measures of B. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, now. Now we're ready to go all the way through part B. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, part B, now. And keep backing that up and playing along with that recording until you have it worked out. Once you have it worked out really good, play part B with the recording of part A and play part A with a recording of part B, and you can actually perform the duet. Now we're looking at number 57, rhythm time. And notice in number 57, in the beginning, in 2/4 time, there's only one note. There's only one quarter note, one beat. We call that an anacrusis, or a pickup note. that means that it's not a full measure, and we normally will borrow that beat from the last measure. So that first measure of 57 starts on count 2. So if we clap and count that, it would look like this. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 off. So do that with me. Ready? So let's clap and count that together. Ready and now. 2, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 off. So you can write the counting underneath this and clap and count it as many times as you need. All right, we've already clapped and counted through this, so now we're ready to play 57. Notice 57 has a pickup note or an anacrusis that comes on beat 2. So we start on beat 2 rather than beat 1. And it tells you to play this using the note E flat. So here we go. Ready? Ready and 1. Off. So notice there's no beat 2 at the end because that was borrowed and put at the beginning for the anacrusis. Now we're looking at number 58, Skill Builder, Boil the Cabbage Down. The only difference between the A part and the B part of this is in the A part you have a B flat in the key signature and an E flat in the key. And in the second full measure, you notice they put an accidental in for the A flat. On part B, in the key signature, we have B flat, E flat, and A flat, which tells us that every B is flat, every E is flat, and every A is flat. That way they don't have to mark that accidental on the A flats as we go through. So we're just going to be looking at the B part right. Here we go. We're going to play the first 4 measures of 58. Ready? And 1. Okay, keep backing that up and going over it. Now let's look at the last part, the last 3 measures in 1 note. Here we go. Remember that A is A flat because of the key signature. 1, 2, ready, now. All right, now let's go back and play all the way through 58. Here we go, looking at part B, watching the key signature. 1, 2, 1. So keep backing that up and going over it until you're used to that key signature and used to remembering that all the E's are flat, all the B's are flat, and all the A's are flat. Now we're looking at 59 bingo variations. You should have colored in the notes for your variation by coloring in the grade notes. We'll be playing all the dark and gray notes here. So we're going to look at the first line of this and looking at the key signature first that tells us that every B is flat, every E is flat, and every A is flat. So let's play those first 4 measures. Ready? Sorry, the first line. I'll give you 3 coming on 4. 1, 2, 3. Rest, rest, rest. And keep backing that up and going over it until you have that worked out. Now let's look at the second line. Here we go. Doing it the same way. 1, 2, second line, now. Rest. rest, off. So we want to make sure we play all the notes, the dark notes and the gray notes, when we're ready to work this up for our test. So now that we've done this in sections, let's go all the way through 59. Here we go. I'll count 3. 1, 2, 3. Rest, rest, rest. 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 Okay, keep backing it up and going over it until you're ready to play that for a test. Look at the last measure of the first line. Notice that's that A on the line above the staff, and it's A flat because of the flat in the key signature. That third flat in the key signature tells us that every note named A is flat. Doesn't matter if it's high or low.